You're so goddamn pretty, 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 baby. Yeah, you're so goddamn pretty, 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 baby.
Hey beauties, if this is your first time watching my channel, welcome, and if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. Girl, I went and got me some Starbucks. This is so good. It's the cinnamon dulce latte. Oh my god, to die for, literally. Today we're gonna be doing a really basic, super simple chocolate brown smoky eye makeup tutorial. I've been having a really crappy week, so I was like, you know what, the only thing that ever makes me feel better is sitting down doing my makeup. It's just so calming, and along with meditation, it helps me to woosah. So yes, it's been quite a while since I've actually sat down and done a quote-unquote makeup tutorial. Before we get into this video, be sure to subscribe so that you can become a part of the beauty squad. We would love to have you, girl, period. I think that looks much better. I had to fix the settings on my camera because I was looking a little washed out. I have my mirror in front of me, and the first thing we're going to do is prime our eyelids. Eyebrows are already done. I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyebrow pencil in the shade dark brown, and then I also used the Abh Brow Gel in the shade Ebony. If you hear any clicker clacking in the background, that's my dog. He needs his nails trimmed and he keeps running back and forth, y'all, and I don't have carpet in the house at all, so it's only wood floors and he's just pacing back and forth, which is super annoying. But let's continue. To prime my eyelids, I'm gonna use the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Deep. This is what it looks like. I'm just gonna go ahead and put some concealer. To blend it out, I'm gonna be using this Morphe M173 little mini kabuki brush. This is my favorite for blending out concealer. I feel like it's just perfect. Honestly, I love Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I feel like the coverage is just phenomenal. It can be a little bit drying at times, but for the most part, I love it. Okay, you guys, so we have our eyelids nice and primed. I think I want like a little bit of highlight underneath my brow bone. So what I'm gonna do is use a different concealer. This is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer with Satin Finish in the shade Tan Walnut. And I am only going to apply a drop of this right underneath on the edge of my brow. This is just to, you know, give the face some dimension. So now we are going to set the eyelids, and I am using the Laura Mercier Translucent Honey Setting Powder. I really do appreciate this brand for coming out with a different shade. If you guys have ever watched any of my other tutorials, you know I quite often talk about how before this shade came out, I used to mix the medium deep setting powder and the translucent setting powder to get like the perfect shade, because the medium deep one was too dark and the translucent one was too ashy looking. So yes, I really do appreciate the fact that they came out with a more neutral powder. I feel like this can work for everybody, for every skin complexion, and it doesn't come off as like ashy. I have two eyeshadow palettes in front of me, and the only two that we're going to be using for today's video is the Chocolates by Juvia's Place and the Nude Medium by Huda Beauty. Here is the Chocolates by Juvia's Place, and here is the Huda Beauty Nude palette. I'm gonna start off with this shade right here. We're just going to pop this in the crease for a transition color. Although we're doing a smoky eye, we don't just want to automatically go in with a chocolate brown for our first. I mean, we could, but I like the ombre effect a lot, so we are going to gradually build up to that color. Still using that same palette, the next shade I'm gonna go in with is this brown shade. Now this one has a little bit of red in it. We're just gonna also blend this in the crease. Oh, so pretty. So I kind of just want to drag out this eyeshadow a little bit more than I usually do because I really love that point. The next thing I'm going to do is go in with a smaller fluffy brush, and switching over to the Juvia's Place Chocolates palette, I'm going to use this brown shade right here. And honestly, this looks like it could be orange, but it is an actual chocolate shade. So we're just going to take our fluffy brush and pack this on the lid. Okay, and honestly, it's coming off as like a red, it's brown, but for whatever reason, it's looking a little bit more red. So we are going to mix this with this dark shade right here, which is definitely a chocolate shade for sure. Oh yeah, don't worry, we are going to blend everything out here in a second. Right now, we're just focusing on packing that color on. So whenever I feel like this dark brown shade right here is too dark, I'll go in with a little bit of this brown shade, you know, just to lighten it up just a little bit, make it look more chocolatey rather than like a black smoky eye. because I'm definitely not going for a black smoky. I'm going for a chocolate brown. But since this dark chocolate shade is so dark, it can kind of come off as black. And that's not what we want. So I'm just alternating back and forth between those two colors. All right, guys, so next I'm gonna go back in with my nude palette from Huda Beauty, taking this brown shade that we used in the crease once before. I'm just gonna begin blending all those colors together. So the next thing I'm gonna do is take a clean fluffy brush. This has no product, no color, no nothing on it. We just want something clean to kind of soften up these edges a little bit and blend them out. Just when I start feeling a little bit better, here comes the BS. I'm gonna try to remain positive. So now that we have our eyeshadow done, we're gonna go ahead and go in with eyeliner. I'm using a liquid eyeliner. I'm using the One Size Point Made Bodacious Black Eyeliner. This is by Patrick Starr, I do believe. Okay, you guys, so the next thing we're gonna do is go in with these Kala lashes. These are really, really pretty, super dramatic. I hope they look right. Eyelashes are on and popping. So now we're just gonna do a little bit of mascara to blend the natural lashes with the falsies. So I'm using the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I personally am not a fan of this primer. In the past, it's always been like very tricky for me to work with. I decided I'm gonna go ahead and give it another go just because I haven't used it in a while and I'm kind of tired of using the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. Don't get me wrong, that primer is definitely my favorite one right now, but I want to switch it up a little bit. So I'm gonna try this Hydro Grip Primer. It's kind of tacky, so I'm just gonna press it into the skin rather than rubbing it. The last few times I've used this primer, it kind of just made my foundation go on patchy, which was weird because it was like, you know, I actually was letting it dry and set and stuff. I never knew what the purpose was of a lash curler until now, and I don't have one. It's like this right here keeps wanting to fall down, which is making my eyes look droopy. And I probably should have cut the lashes so that they go with my eye shape better. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a lash curler. So today we're gonna be using the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation, and I am in the shade Macao. I'm just gonna do, oh, why is it coming out like that? And do 3 pumps, and then if we need more, I'll add more, but for now I'm just gonna do 3 pumps. And I am going to blend it out with my beauty blender, and it's damped, by the way. Now for concealer, I'm gonna go in with the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Concealer in the shade 4.5. Do some highlighting underneath my eyes. I'm gonna let it sit for about 30 seconds. The longer you let it sit, the more full coverage it is when you blend it out. And really quickly, you guys, random thought, but when somebody does a nice gesture for you, they shouldn't expect anything back in return, okay? You don't always have to give and get. It's like people, you know, do things for you and then they expect something in return. Like they expect for you to give them something back. It's really annoying. So while this concealer is drying, I'm gonna go ahead and contour. Might as well. I'm using the Milk Foundation as my contour stick, and this is in the shade Cocoa. It is time for me to blend out my concealer. I'm gonna go in with a different beauty sponge, and this one is damp. I purchased this from TJ Maxx. It has like a slanted edge. This is my first time using a velvet textured beauty blender, but I think it'll be perfect to blend out my concealer because it has that slanted edge. So yes, we're just gonna go ahead and start blending away. This concealer actually dries really fast. Now we're gonna go in with our angled brush, and I'm going to use this to blend out my nose contour. I'm gonna do just a little bit more concealer. I'm gonna go back in with the e.l.f. Tan Walnut Concealer just to highlight in the center of my face just a little bit. I'm not gonna apply this everywhere, just right here underneath my eyes. literally like the smallest amount. You don't need a whole lot because this stuff is full coverage as well. This one is by Japanese and it is the number 718. I used to blend out my contour with a beauty blender, but now I've just been loving blending out my contour with this brush. I'm able to be much more precise. Do I like my forehead contoured? I guess so. All right, guys, so now I'm going to use my pink beauty sponge to blend out this concealer. Really pretty. So yeah, I feel like my makeup always comes out perfect anytime I'm not going anywhere. Anytime I'm trying to go somewhere, my makeup looks hideous. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead now and go in with my Huda Beauty setting powder. This can be a little bit like beat, literally like beat. And sometimes I'm not always going for like a beat look. We're gonna use a very thin layer. This one is also slanted. It's not as pointy as the other one, but it is slanted. So this is dry, and I'm just gonna tap this into my Huda Beauty powder in the shade Blondie. And then I'm gonna press it into the cap to like get rid of the excess powder. And I'm just going to press it into my under eye. I'm going to do a little bit of bronzing. I love bronzing my face. It just really gives me like that warmth that I'm looking for. So I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer, and this one is in the shade 4 Deep. Take the slightest amount and just lightly bronze my cheeks. Bronzer is done. You can take the excess and just go where you feel like you need to go just to set the rest of the face, because it is a powder. So you don't need to use any more. I mean, you can if you want to, but I'm not going to use any more. I'm just going to go ahead and use what's left to bronze the rest of my face, including my nose. Just got coffee on my shirt, but it is what it is. It's nothing. I'm going to go into the Laura Mercier translucent honey powder, and I'm just going to use that to clean up my contour very lightly. You don't want to use too much, but I am going to go ahead and just brush that underneath my contour to make it look a little bit sharper, blowing off the powder. And this is also going to set the lower half of the face. And what I'm also going to do is go in with some blush. I'm going to be using my Morphe palette, and I'm using this shade right here called Queen. This is the Morphe Cool Pro 8C blush palette. Oopsies. I've been learning new makeup hacks, and I'll probably do a video showing you guys all the new makeup hacks I've learned. But really quickly, what I learned is if you put blush like down here on the apples of your cheeks, it's gonna make your face look more round. And if you put it just like up here, it's gonna give you a more snatched look. Do you know what I mean? Like really blend it into your contour. Like, isn't that amazing? I'm also gonna put a little bit on the tip of my nose, just to give us like that flushed look like we're really cold. I'm gonna go in with some highlighter, the Artist Couture Sugar Daddy Diamond Glow Powder. And it's like this nice champagne, almost like a rose gold color. Oh yeah, that's really pretty. You can definitely tell. So now I'm gonna take my finger and just pop a little bit on the tip of my nose. Blend it out like so. Super pretty. And then we're gonna put some above the Cupid's bow. I think I'm gonna go in my waterline with a eye pencil just to kind of brighten everything up a little bit. This is the Makeup by Mario brightening pencil in the shade Light 1. So I'm gonna take this shade right here, just going to really lightly brush this on the lower lash line just to make everything come together. I'm gonna go back into that Artist Couture Sugar Daddy highlighter, and I'm gonna put a little bit of that on a small precision brush. I'm just gonna pop some of that in my inner corner just to brighten everything up a little bit. Y'all know I love a good inner corner highlight. So for lip liner, I'm going to be using the NYX lip pencil in the shade Espresso. It's like a nice soft brown. And then for the lips, I'm going to use the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream. And this one is in the shade Sydney. It's a matte. You guys, I'm trying to go outside of my comfort zone. I always do like a nude lip, but I really wanted to do like a soft baby pink lip today. Something different, you know? I'm going to use the e.l.f. Lip Plumping Gloss in the shade Peach Bellini. It's more of a nudish peach color, and I think it's also going to like tone this down a little bit, so let's see. All right, you guys, so last but not least, we're gonna go ahead and set the face. And I'm going to use the Huda Beauty Glow Cocoa Hydrating Mist. I love this setting spray, but I personally don't care for the nozzle. I don't know if mine's is broken or what, but it kind of just like shoots you in the face. All right, you guys, so we are finished. It's super glam and it's definitely giving what's supposed to be gave. I personally think it is really pretty, and I love the highlighter. I love how it's like super subtle, but it's definitely there and you can still see it. I had so much fun filming this video today for you guys. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And before you go, if you have not already, be sure to subscribe so that you can become a part of the beauty squad. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you beauties in the next video. Bye. Mwah.